Hey guys, here it's the Mad Spaniard with Mad Spaniard Gear Reviews. I'm here on the Potomac River at one of the campsites that borders the river, and what we got here today to review is the ENO Hammock and the ENO Gardening Bug Net. So this is the first time I've ever set this up, and unfortunately we got here late after a full day of climbing. Had to set it up in the dark with just a headlamp, so I was kind of fumbling around for a little while. It took me a little while longer than I would have liked, but I did end up getting it set up, and it worked okay. There's definitely some things I could have done better, but being that it was dark and we were all really tired, what I ended up doing was just setting this up off of, you can see here, some 1-inch, just 1-inch climbing webbing, stock stuff you can get anywhere, REI, online, and just some regular old oval carabiners hooked into the ENO bug net, or the hammock. It's got 2 trees, and the main thing I probably did wrong was I think I put this side either a little too high or the center's off, so I kind of slouched down a little bit. I had some unused material up here, and I kind of I wasn't fully level, so I was a little bitter about that, but it still worked okay. It was very comfy. I slept really well. I got just a Mountain Hardware sleeping bag in here and a thermarest pad. So the thermarest pad, the main thing with that, with the interaction of the hammock and the pad, was the low coefficient of friction between the pad and the nylon hammock, the parachute material of the hammock. It just slid around and it kept popping out from under me. So I know I've been informed that ENO actually makes pads that go in here that are made for this, that apparently have some better bottom material on here and are more shaped to the hammock, that probably stay in there. But just for lack of extra cost, I just use this because I have a tent also, and this is the first time I ever used this, so I just brought my whatever I use in my tent, threw it in here, and it worked. I'll say it worked, but it wasn't the most ideal situation. So if you want to spend some extra money and get that, I'd probably recommend it. But for me, I'm probably just going to stick with what I have and try to maybe make it work a little better, or maybe next time if I get this set up lower on this end, I can get the pad more centered and kind of wrap the material around it and keep it in there. And then the sleeping bag worked perfectly fine in there. The bug net was a little tricky to set up in the dark, especially when you run this over your hammock. Kind of a little tricky to get the beaners through. I kind of just had to move my beaner through as I went through this and then pull it through. Just stick my arm in as far as I could, pull it through. So I found that a little bit difficult, but I mean, it's definitely worth having the bug net, especially in this area on the river. There's, get mosquitoes and little gnats and stuff at night. You don't want any of that. And then this is just a line that comes with the gardening bug net that I basically tied in a overhand knot on here and attached here, and then we just tied this with a slip knot on here so we could tighten that up, hold it up over that real good. And then I just used a black diamond climbing sling on this side to extend this out, because I couldn't quite fit it between the 2 trees once I had this tied on here. And I just have my stuff hanging here with a couple more beaners and a couple more slings, just to keep it off the ground and make sure that I know it stays here, basically. But other than that, it worked pretty well. I had to get out at night one time, so I just kept my flip-flops right on the bottom, and it was easy to get in and out, easier than I thought it would be. Just open up this side, pop out, no issue there. Other than that, it was very comfy. The only other thing I'd probably do next time is make sure that it's leveled out a little more and lower this end and kind of play with it, shift it, get in and test it, and then make adjustments, which I didn't do this time, just for the fact, like I said, that it was getting late, it was dark, and I was already really tired, and I just wanted to get the thing up and go to sleep. But other than that, it worked well. I'd probably recommend it at this point. I definitely look forward to using it in the future, and see you later. This is Mad Spaniard with Mad Spaniard Gear Reviews. Thanks.